you see this news this morning. It seems like it's been a little bit more full steam ahead for NVIDIA lately. Even Intel benefiting, been on a lot of, lists into next year for stocks you want to own. Now comes this news, and do you think that people who are interested in jumping into the Intel trade should take a pause here?
Well, Kelly, thanks first for having me. I think that we've all been expecting NVIDIA and others, and actually probably more likely Apple as kind of the first foundry customer signed on in 2026. So I don't think this, negates, positive momentum on the foundry side at Intel for 18A, but clearly NVIDIA and Apple are kind of the two main potential customers that we're looking for. So incrementally, slight negative, but I don't think it removes the potential. And clearly, there's still a lot of work that quite frankly, Intel has to do on 18A in terms of their yields and their ability to actually act as a foundry. So it's going to be baby step progress, slight negative here, but I don't think it changes much, to be honest.
Dwell on that for just an extra second. Explain to us, CJ, the difference between, if I could call it, like this business line versus the other ones that Intel relies upon.
Sure. So, historically, they've built for their internal products only. And, becoming a foundry is a seismic change in your business model. They've had major shifts in who's running the different businesses, bringing in new people, fresh ideas with Lip-Bu, the new CEO. So, it's going to take time for them to kind of progress into a foundry as opposed to just building for themselves internally.
All right, I want to come back to you on NVIDIA, but Matt, curious for your take on this news as well. A sign for NVIDIA, for Intel, that it faces a much longer road ahead, or a temporary setback? And is the stock signaling that to us today?
Yeah, so Kelly, I think with Intel that a lot of their foundry progress, at least in terms of chip building, is really focused around 14A. 18A they developed, like CJ was saying, for their own products. With 14A, that's really aimed at foundry customers first. And so I'd be surprised if there's a large foundry win with 18A, whether it's Apple, whether it's NVIDIA. I think the more important focus is, what does Panther Lake look like, which is their own product that will be the first product out on 18A.
What are your expectations for that? In other words, for investors who say, okay, maybe this is a sell, buy the dip opportunity on the news, Matt, do you think those prospects look pretty bright for 2026 or no?
So I think it's hard to tell. Panther Lake will probably get a big announcement at CES. So in a couple of weeks, the chips will filter out. You'll see reviews. You'll get a feel for how it competes against AMD. AMD, the last few years, has been consistently taking share from Intel. But then I also think that it's a more difficult backdrop right now on the PC side. So we're seeing memory costs go up. That means PC products are going to go up. So I personally think it's a tough start to the year for Intel, not due to anything they're doing per se, but just because I think we're going to have a tougher market over the next 6 to 9 months.
You do a tougher semi-market or a tougher stock market broadly?
A tougher market for PCs, and that's 60% of their revenue. It's just with memory costs so much higher, PC prices go up, you end up with demand destruction. And there's not much Intel can do about that.
Is that the flip side of kind of the good performance of an Intel, an AMD, a Micron? The flip side of that, you think, is that literally buying a laptop or a PC is about to get a lot more expensive?
Exactly. And for the memory makers, it doesn't matter, right? They're shipping into AI. To some extent, an AMD or even an Intel can focus more on standard server CPUs, where there is some better demand to support inference. But from an Intel perspective, again, it's roughly 60% of the revenues end up in that CCG bucket. And so if you end up with a more difficult PC environment, I think it's hard for them to get around.
Following rumors that the AI chipmaker has halted testing of Intel's ambitious 18A manufacturing process, NVIDIA's stock fell by about 1% on Wednesday. The action raises doubts about Intel's ability to compete with Taiwan Semiconductor manufacturing company, and represents a major setback for the company's foundry recovery strategy. Over the past few months, NVIDIA and Broadcom have been testing Intel's 18A node. However, the tests have halted since the performance and yield targets have not met expectations. The implications of the 18A stoppage for NVIDIA's supply chain. Significant gains over its previous generation were promised by Intel's 18A process, up to 36% less power consumption for similar throughput, 25% quicker performance at the same voltage, and 30% higher transistor density. These specifications are important because every percentage point of density improvement results in more AI computation per chip die, and every watt saved translates into lower data center cooling expenditures. In order to determine how well the new method would work in practice, Broadcom and NVIDIA spent months conducting qualification testing, which involved producing small quantities of experimental devices. The pause indicates that the prototype runs were unsuccessful. Rarely does a chip designer's withdrawal from testing result in an outright rejection. Rather, it indicates yield issues, performance deficiencies, or design mismatches that necessitate further development time. In September, Broadcom reportedly informed Intel engineers that 18A was not currently viable for high-volume production, raising concerns. NVIDIA's hold indicates that identical problems are still present. This is particularly noteworthy for NVIDIA because the company has extremely tight deadlines. New AI accelerators must launch on time or risk losing market share to rivals. It is safest to stick with TSMC capacity that has been proved. Although Intel stressed that 18A is still on track, the truth is straightforward. A halt from NVIDIA, the most significant chip buyer in the world, amounts to a vote of no confidence. It takes perfect execution to compete with a foundry that already holds a 72% market share and saw a 41% increase in sales in Q3 2025. Due to IP qualification delays, Intel has already postponed the 18A timeframe twice, first to 2026 and then to mid-2026. Customer reluctance just makes the delays worse. In actuality, this advancement strengthens TSMC's almost complete control over the production of sophisticated chips. The Taiwanese foundry is shipping the 3nm technology at scale while sustaining 90% yields, and it holds roughly 3/4 of the market. Despite pushing its 2nm GAA, gate-all-around technology, Samsung, Intel's closest rival, is still facing yield issues of its own. The easiest course of action for Broadcom and NVIDIA is to continue collaborating with TSMC. That turning point was meant to be the NVIDIA Alliance, which was announced in September 2025 and included a $5 billion investment from NVIDIA. However, the agreement carefully avoided making any manufacturing promises. Jensen Huang, the CEO of NVIDIA, made it clear that the company would keep using TSMC. That fact is confirmed by the 18A pause. Uncertainty taxes markets more than negative news does. Early on Wednesday, Intel stock dropped 2 to 3% in response to the report. Additionally, NVIDIA saw some reversal, indicating that traders had already factored in the company's reliance on TSMC. Intel's foundry division would continue to bleed cash at least through 2027, according to analysts like Angelo Zeno of CFRA, while Samsung and TSMC will take the lion's share of AI chip production capacity. Given that it has achieved a critical level of support, NVIDIA appears to be a promising choice from a technical standpoint. A short-term bullish trend is suggested by NVIDIA's recent surpass of the 50-day moving average. One popular technical indicator for figuring out support or resistance levels for various securities is the 50-day simple moving average. Being the initial indication of an upward or downward trend, it takes precedence over the other two major moving averages. Over the last 4 weeks, NVIDIA's stock has increased by 6.4%. Additionally, NVIDIA is presently a rank number 2 buy stock, indicating that it may be ready for further growth. When investors consider NVIDIA's positive earnings estimate revisions, the bullish case only becomes more compelling. For the current fiscal year, there have been 15 increases and none decreases, and the consensus estimate has also increased. Given NVIDIA's important technical level and favorable earnings estimate revisions, investors would want to keep an eye out for further rises in the near future. Following its announcements that it would start exporting H200 chips to China in February and invest $1.5 billion in a server farm in Israel, NVIDIA's stock has increased 5.2% in the last week. Over the past 6 months, NVIDIA's stock has increased by 30.2%, outpacing both the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq. It should be noted that the chipmaker's gains during that period have helped offset the sharp decline in stock that occurred in early 2025, when it said it would incur a $5.5 billion charge related to the export limitations of H20 chips to China. Although some analysts have increased their price estimates, Others warn of persistent challenges brought on by the uncertainties surrounding future trade relations between the United States and China, as well as the possibility of more stringent restrictions. The data center segment's robust growth contributed to the third quarter report's excellent top and bottom lines. The company's decision to invest in AI infrastructure in the United States shows perseverance in spite of its difficulties. 24/7. Wallsaint examines if NVIDIA can maintain its comeback and spur additional growth in light of analysts' strong demand for data centers. As it negotiates trade constraints between the United States and China and high market expectations, NVIDIA faces formidable challenges. The significant write-down mentioned above occurred in the first quarter as a result of export regulations on its H20 AI chip, which was created especially to get around export limitations on cutting-edge technology to China. Analysts estimated that the prohibition might cost the company $9 billion in lost sales. Fiscal first quarter results would be impacted by about $700 million, with the remaining $8 billion being distributed across the second and third quarters. As competition from Huawei's Ascend chips increases, supply chain costs are also at risk because to U.S. tariffs and China's punitive actions, especially for components imported internationally. Analysts warned about margin pressure due to these issues. NVIDIA's profitability is still strong, though. According to reports, the levies have caused the company to increase the price of some of its most well-liked GPUs by 10% to 15%. It raised the price of high-end AI GPUs by up to 15% and gaming processors by 5% to 10% to offset rising production costs and maintain steady profits. However, NVIDIA's supply chains are strengthened by investments in U.S. AI infrastructure, which are backed by its $37.6 billion cash reserve and Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing's $165 billion Arizona fab expansion. During his recent visit to South Korea, CEO Huang declared that NVIDIA will provide over 260,000 GPUs to South Korean companies, such as Samsung and Hyundai Motor. According to him, AI has entered a virtuous cycle whereby advancements in the models generate more funding, which in turn spurs additional advancements and funding. Additionally, he expressed optimism that trade negotiations between the United States and China would result in a regulatory shift that permits NVIDIA to start selling cutting-edge processors in China. As previously stated, the President of the United States has finally permitted the corporation to sell China its cutting-edge H200 AI chips. Grandview Research projects that the AI market will expand at a 37% compound annual growth rate, CAGR, through 2030. This helps NVIDIA reach its revenue target of $170 billion in fiscal 2026, which is 30% more than the $130.5 billion it made in 2025. NVIDIA reported a record-breaking $57.01 billion in sales for the third quarter, of which $51.2 billion came from its data center division. Due in large part to the fervent demand for its AI chips, the total increased 66% year over year. In fiscal 2025, the chipmaker made $3.2 billion in capital expenditures to develop the infrastructure for AI and Blackwell accelerator production. To fulfill hyperscaler demand, the company's capital expenditures have increased by over 200% to over $3 billion this year. Even with the apparent thaw, trade limitations between the United States and China still carry hazards. Tariffs could increase prices, which would account for the allegedly enforced price increases. NVIDIA's adjusted operating income of $37.8 billion was offset by a 36% increase in operating expenses to $5.8 billion for R&D. However, data centers are not the only factor contributing to NVIDIA's rise. Thanks to partnerships with Toyota and Aurora Innovation for autonomous vehicles, the company's automotive division grew by 32% year over year to $592 million. In light of tariff uncertainty, this diversifies NVIDIA's holdings. NVIDIA's third quarter fiscal revenue is expected to be $65 billion, give or take 2%. This view surpassed the consensus forecast of analysts. For NVIDIA shareholders, this year has been somewhat turbulent. In April, the stock fell to 86.62, a 52-week low. The share price rebounded following the first quarter results and an apparent halt in U.S.-China tariffs. The company's market capitalization momentarily exceeded $5 trillion when it reached an all-time high of $200.19 in October. Analyst sentiment is still bullish despite some insiders dumping stock. 11 of the 64 analysts that cover the stock have strong buy ratings, and 60 of them advise purchasing shares. Their agreed-upon one-year price objective of $253.02 indicates a possible increase of more than 38% from the current price. The range of targets for each share is $140 to $352. Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan, Citigroup, and others recently kept their buy equivalent ratings. The street-high target price is held by Evercore ISI. Strong demand for Blackwell chips, an expanding pipeline, an improved supply chain, and faster revenue growth were all mentioned. Michael Burry, a well-known investor, is pessimistic about NVIDIA, nevertheless. NVIDIA was positioned for success in 2025 thanks to its supremacy in AI, 93% growth in data centers, and automotive alliances with Toyota. But care is needed due to tariff risks and DeepSeek's competitive AI algorithms. NVIDIA's financial buffer and Stargate project role provide stability, while the rise of the AI market and the chipmaker's $47 billion second quarter revenue position it to reach its $170 billion full-year revenue target. Valuation issues still exist, though. Growth-oriented investors should purchase NVIDIA, but others should proceed with caution. NVIDIA's 2026 year-end price prediction of $300.14 per share, or a 640.0% gain, is set by Wall Street. This estimate takes into consideration anticipated Blackwell supply restrictions, DeepSeek competition, and tariff threats. It also shows NVIDIA's dominance in AI and their revenue forecast for the second quarter of 2026. Don't forget to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your input helps create a more knowledgeable community where we can all learn and grow together in the world of investing. Stay up to date with the latest market trends, insights, and key updates by subscribing to Investing Tutorial. We're here to help you make smarter investment decisions and stay ahead of the curve.